Good afternoon. I was having some very small technical problems here, but I'm live and welcome to the podcast, The Coaches Next Door. And in this live that we are doing every Tuesdays at hello from France. Nice, nice. Yeah, that is a good idea. If you are seeing it, please share with us the where are you from and where are you connecting from. I always love to see all these people from around the world. So today we have this topic, and you see the different environment because I'm doing a coaching session with in a company, and today we were exactly talking about these two master skills, and this also means that these two master skills that we are going to and I'm going to speak about today, they can you be used basically in everything in your life, not only if you want to become a coach, but also if you are in a leadership role, but also if you are a parent, basically in any moment of your life and in every role that you have in your life, you could be using these skills to become much more present, but also to get more connected, to get really a different type of relationship as well with others. So one of the things that I realized for myself is, and of course was a question that a lot of times came up, was what really makes the difference? What really makes the difference on my way of working with my clients that really brings to them the best result? And some years ago, I really need to sit down and to say, okay, what really makes the difference? Because of course we can talk about, I don't know, the type of questions that I do, or the type of perspective that I have about the world, or the things even that I study, that maybe could be that. And I stopped for a while to really get that very clear and explicit, not only to myself, but in a way also to pass to my students, of course, because that is the thing, is like I want my students to get the success with their clients that I have with my own clients. So when I stopped, I realized that yes, of course, I can ask very interesting questions. I have one thing that is the perspective of the world that can help me out. Because I use a lot of reframing, and I'm good doing that. But that was not the point that really made a difference. I realized that what made the biggest difference when I was working with my clients was really the capacity of seeing beyond what was being said, for instance, was the capacity of realizing the subtle communication. And that made that I could reach with them points and subjects and emotions that they could not get them for themselves. And that is called calibration, the capacity of seeing the difference that creates the difference. And this is what calibration means. So I even gave the example just now to the group. You know, when you have the lights of your car, they calibrate the lights of your car because one light is a little bit up than the other. And this will create a huge difference on the way that you see the road. So it's a slight difference, but it's the difference that will create a huge difference when it's used. So when, as an individual, we train ourselves to amplify our calibration, not only for ourselves, but also for our clients, basically we can see more, we can hear more, we can feel more. And this is, yeah, a superpower, I'll call it. It's the superpower of not only for ourselves realizing what is going on with us, but is also realizing on other people things that, again, them by themselves cannot reach yet. I'm going to give you some personal examples for you to get a little bit more the sense what I'm really talking about. On my, I think was my last pregnancy, so I have 3 kids, and I think was the last one. I'm not pretty sure about that. Was a moment that I was not feeling in my full energy, and at that time I was fully vegetarian. And I thought, oh, maybe something here. So I tap in on what was going on, and I realized that, yeah, I think iron is what I need. So I went to my midwife and I said, I need iron, I believe. And she said to me, oh, you need to do some blood tests. And I like, okay, but I'm pretty sure that is iron that I need. So I did the blood tests, and then she came to me and said, is iron that you need. So it's like tapping in on the detail. So I took my iron and everything was okay. But also things that sometimes is the emotion, right? Okay, what exactly emotion is coming in right now? And that is something that I personally feel that I can do it very well because I can track all the micro expressions of that emotion. So it's not a lot of times that I don't know what is basically going on. And with my clients is exactly the same. When a client comes in, it's very easy that we get fascinated by, I don't know, or the problem, or we get fascinated about the story that the person is telling us, or even about, the logic that the person is putting on that story. Most part of the times, when someone is telling you something, they already thought about it. So they already create an internal logic, and things tend to make sense. So if you stay on that field, if you stay only on the story that the person is telling you, most part of the times you will not have a space that you can enter because the story makes sense. So you're going to say, oh, you should not feel like that, or you should not think like that, but that is already happening. So it's not a place that, as a coach, for instance, you want to be, because it's not a place that will promote change. But if you are able, for instance, to tap in of the micro expressions, the micro expression that the person is doing, you get a lot of information. Yeah, I see what you mean, like working intuitively. It's not really, because you are really tapping in on the information that the other person is giving. The only thing is that, of course, you need to trust intuition in the sense that you trust that you are reaching that information. I always say people are always communicating with us. Well, silence is communication, right? So every slight difference on the way that you move your face or the way you move your body is information. And sometimes my clients say to me, how do you know that? I even don't know that about myself. And I said, I'm not guessing. I'm not, in this space of, I don't know, I don't want to be disrespectful to anyone, but I'm not in that space of I'm feeling it. No, I'm getting information. I'm getting information through my eyes because you are doing a certain expression. I'm getting information from my ears because you are repeating, for instance, 3 times the same word with a certain tone, or you are moving your body in a certain direction. So I'm getting information. Is information is not and information can be different fields, okay? Energy is also being revealed by your body, right? My kids have an expression, and they say, sometimes they say, oh, when mama has this curly high hair, we know that she's, she's in some space. And it's true. My hair, the way my hair is during the days, reveals a lot on the energy that I have inside. And sometimes I think we forget that type of information. We get more enthusiastic about the clear information, like what are you saying and what is that sentence all about. No, sometimes the most important information is not the full sentence, but is one word, for instance, that the person is repeating, or is the tone that the person is using, right? Realizing all these differences is what makes us better. Better as a coach, better as a person, because you are really tapping in on the subtle communication. And you get to know more about people than the conscious that they are using to tell you a story, or the way they operate, because it's a lot of different strategies that people are using, and we get used to that. We get used to talk in a certain way. We get used to, in a kind of, oh, my microphone, in a kind of a way. We have like a kind of a cap, a mask that we use around. But this mask is not there for everyone. So if you are willing to tap more on this possibility of observing, in this possibility of seeing what people are really doing with what people are really saying, your ability in the way of reaching out in terms of coaching or mentoring, or even as a leader, your possibilities of reaching much more, they increase, like, I don't know, maybe more than 70%. And I think that this is what is missing these days in terms of putting, I normally say, putting the truth on the table. Like, give me the truth, give me, show me what exactly is going on. And that is only possible when we go out of the common communication, on the standard communication. So I'm going to share with you some things that I did when I started my career, to really amplify this. Because, yeah, of course we can talk about this master skills, and we can talk about, okay, these are really great, but the question is, how do I train them? And yes, some people will have that already a little bit more developed than others, but we can always get more from it. One of the things that I did when I finished my NLP and coaching training was, I was, for instance, 1 full week without hearing. So I was going around. I bought some noise cancellation headphones, and I was going around. I could not hear. So that made me really pay a lot of attention of how people were using the lips, and what information people are giving, and what was happening. I got, like, sometimes I'm like, I'm getting 1 week without seeing, literally. Yeah, I got, of course, help to go to the supermarket, but I was going around without seeing, because that really amplified my hearing, and I already hear very well. I had already that very developed, but now, wow, I hear. But also the So we just how got back into what we say they are important that we have a huge filter. We know that some words are not places. We know that some words are not to be sad because they have a certain impact. If I'm saying a word, I'm also so this of what is being said. So the sound is much more. We need to go out of this educational or educated communication. We need to go away the pleasant communication. We cannot stay there. The way the people use even silence is well. I think when I think that I use a lot. So maybe one way to so so for instance, one of the things that never happens to me, I always know where my face is. I always know what my face is doing. It's not to get myself under the price thing of saying, I can and can you give me some feedback? I will super appreciate it. Because right now, it's not a lot that I can do. um, I can't hear you. What you're saying at all. Oh, okay. So I think I'm going out and I'm going to jump in a few seconds. See you again.